You're listening to the Dave Canning Sports Show. Here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning.
Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go out.
Previously on the Dave Canning Sports Show.
Now everybody's going to give their picks this week on whether or not they've got the Patriots or the Falcons. And I'm here to let my pick be publicly known. Maybe you've heard it already on social media once again. Dave C. The Voice on Twitter and Facebook and Snapchat. But I'm going with the Patriots. I believe that the Falcons defense is not going to be able to hold up against the Patriots. And I believe Tom Brady gets the one for the thumb. His fifth ring in 7 appearances. Bill Belichick, surefire Hall of Famer, coach, gets his extra ring. And, I've got the Patriots winning 33-27. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. It should be a great game. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my house. Welcome back to the Dave Cave. And most importantly, welcome back to the Dave Canning Sports Show. I am your host, as always, the voice, Dave Canning. And I am happy to have you back for our second ever broadcast of the Dave Canning Sports Show. And don't forget, you can listen to all the past audio episodes on blogtalkradio.com/Dave C. The Voice. There's over 25 episodes on there. I'm sure you'll love them as much as I enjoyed making them for you. And you can find all the broadcast episodes right here on YouTube.com. And don't forget, when you're on my page, to like the video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Because once I hit over 100 subscribers, I can make this channel a lot easier to find because I can get a custom URL. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button so you can be up to date on all the episodes of the Dave Canning Sports Show. And don't forget, I'm also on other platforms of social media like Facebook and Twitter. You can go to facebook.com/Dave C. The Voice. Find me there. You can also find me on Twitter at Dave C. The Voice. If you want to hear something on this show, you want a question answered, or you want to just ask me a general question, feel free to hit me up on any of those platforms. I respond very often, and hit me up there. We can have a conversation on there, and maybe your question can be answered right here on the Dave Canning Sports Show. Now, you saw it on the opening segment, the first order of business. Previously on the Dave Canning Sports Show, I said very vividly, I had the Patriots 33, the Falcons 27, and if you did not live under a rock on Sunday, you saw the final score wound up being 34-28. So only off by 2 points on my first broadcast prediction. I'll take it. Like most people, for the first half of that game, I thought that game was over for a while. I'm not going to deny it. I thought the Falcons had the Patriots dead to rights, and they did. They had them. They were up 21-3 at halftime. And all of a sudden, everything that I had predicted on the last episode came true. The Falcons defense, they were tired. They were visibly tired, and they just ran out of gas, plain and simple. I said Matt Ryan had to throw a perfect game, and he came pretty close to doing it. The only problem is with having so many weapons the way the Falcons do. They have Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu, Devontae Freeman, and so many others. The problem with having that many options is you can't focus on what works necessarily. Julio Jones only had 4 receptions. He was targeted 4 times. He caught everything that came his way. Like I said, the old adage in ATL is Julio Jones is always open. And the 4 times they threw at him, he caught the ball. Julio Jones, he's always open. He's arguably one of the best receivers in the NFL. Why are you not throwing him the ball more often? It's that simple. He was beating everything the Patriots had in him. He was getting open. But no, they only targeted him 4 times. And Sanu, who I said was the key to the game more than Julio Jones, he only was targeted 2 times, and he caught it twice. You want to know who had the most receiving yards in Super Bowl 51? James White. I'll wait so you can open up another tab and Google who James White is. If you said, I know who James White is before Sunday, guess what? Congratulations to his family that can say that and not be lying. You didn't know who James White was. James White had 3 touchdowns, including the game winner in overtime. And that's what the Patriots do. The Patriots take the players your team doesn't want and makes great stars out of them. Tom Brady, the 6th round pick. You got so many others that were late round picks or undrafted undrafted players, and they made them stars. James White, he had over 100 yards in the game winner in the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, Julio Jones, arguably the best wide out in the game, is only getting the ball thrown to him 4 times? 4 times? Now, let's not get it twisted. Tom Brady had 466 passing yards, but he also had to throw the ball 62 times. That was not an error. 62 times. Wow. 62 times. Now, I will admit when I'm wrong. I said that LeGarrette Blount was going to be able to run all over the Falcons. And he apparently forgot the game was Sunday because he didn't show up. He had 39 yards. Now, granted, he led the Patriots because they couldn't get the ball to run from anybody. They tried everything they could, but the Falcons, the one thing they did do was be able to shut down the run, which made Tom Brady throw the ball 62 yards. But when Tom Brady was throwing it, he was throwing it left, right, center, all over the field, and any coverage you threw at him, and he was able to get it to his receivers and keep going downfield. Now, people are going to say, is it a great comeback or was it a big collapse? Now, the thing if you go back to 3 of the 4 major championships, the most recent ones, you have the NBA Finals, you have the Golden State Warriors blowing their 3-1 lead. You go to the World Series, you got the Cleveland Indians blowing their 3-1 lead. And then you now have the Falcons blowing a 25-point lead. It's kind of crazy to think that that's how the 3 biggest championships, arguably, in North America were decided. By huge collapses. And that's the thing. We think about the collapse before we think of the comeback. We don't think of the Cavaliers having to go on the road in Golden State and win 2 games. We don't think of the Cubs having to go win games 6 and 7 in Progressive Field in Cleveland. And 25 points. They had the ball. The Falcons had the ball 1st and 10 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go on the 22-yard line. And then, a rush for loss of yards. Then there's the holding call and the sack on Ryan. And they go from being in field goal range to being forced to punt the ball and give the Patriots the ball. And therefore they go downfield and tie it up and eventually force overtime and win it. So we're able to focus on the collapse first. That's what our eye goes to right away, unfortunately. And that's the thing that stinks about sports sometimes. You can't realize how great of a comeback it truly was. Because, you could say, yeah, they let up 25 points. But keep in mind, 4 of those points were 2 two-point conversions. That's insane. You see 1 2-point conversion in a game, you're impressed. You see 2 consecutively without missing? That's impressive. And that's why I think the comeback is more impressive than the collapse. You got to think of the comeback before you think of the collapse. Now, Tom Brady has his 5th ring. He's participated in 17% of all Super Bowls ever played. He played in the first ever overtime game in Super Bowl history. And that's why, with all due respect to all of the great quarterbacks out there, the Joe Montanas, the Brett Favres, Peyton Mannings, and more, in my opinion, Tom Brady has to go down as the greatest quarterback in the history of football. I'm sorry, there's going to be a lot of people who disagree with that, and you have every right to. Go ahead and tell me on social media. Leave a comment below this video and tell me your opinion. I want to hear it. Let's have an argument. Let's have a debate about it. But the numbers don't lie, folks. Tom Brady has 5 Super Bowl rings. That's more than Bradshaw. That's more than anybody. He is the greatest quarterback in history. And I know what a lot of people are going to say. There's all this scandal. We had the Spygate and Deflategate. And who cares? He didn't cheat. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback in the history of football. And I don't care what anybody says. It's fact. But if you disagree with me, Let's have a conversation about it. Find me on social media and let me know what your opinion is. We'll bring it up on this show again, I'm sure. Now, as I said, Tom Brady, I predicted would get his 5th ring, and he did. And now, without a doubt, there's a lot of people who hate on Tom Brady. Everyone I watched the Super Bowl with, and a lot of people around the world who were watching the Super Bowl, they weren't Falcons fans. They were just Patriot haters. And a lot of those people are going to blatantly disagree with me, and they're not going to be able to see eye to eye on this. But I believe that Tom Brady is now, without a shadow of a doubt, the debate is over. The book is closed. He is the greatest quarterback in the history of football. 5 rings, more than anyone else. He will go down as the most decorated quarterback and the greatest of all time. Now, I know you've got Joe Montana, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, and so many more. But look at the numbers, folks. They don't lie. Compare anyone to Brady, and he beats him in nearly every category. And the most important category, 5 Super Bowl rings. Without a doubt, whether Goodell likes it or not, Tom Brady is your reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champion and Super Bowl MVP. And who didn't love that? Having to watch Goodell swallow his pride and have to shake the hand of Tom Brady. That's like going to your ex's wedding and having to shake the groom's hand and being like, hey man, you got it. Congrats. This sucks, but congrats. And then you walk away, take the fake smile off your face, and just realize, dang, I threw everything I could at him, a 4-game suspension, but he still managed to lead that team to victory. You think Goodell's happy about that? I don't think so. But Brady is. And you know Robert Kraft is. That's why he said this was the sweetest one of them all. And you know the Patriot fans couldn't be any more happy right now, being able to stick it to Goodell, coming back 25 points, and watching Brady get to hoist the Lombardi Trophy for a 5th time. So that is going to about do it for today's show, the Dave Canning Sports Show. Another episode in the books, folks. Try to keep it short, sweet, and simple for you. Plenty of more content to come. I promise you, we're going to talk about so much more. I know people have been dying for me to talk about Melo and the Knicks, T.O. getting snubbed from the Hall of Fame. Trust me, we are going to bring that stuff up because that's something I want to talk about. And we will talk about that on upcoming episodes of the Dave Canning Sports Show. I promise you that. There's plenty more of me to come for you right here on YouTube. And don't forget, like this video, share it on all your social media platforms. Don't forget, you gotta subscribe below. This way you can be one of the first to be notified when there's a new video up. I'm yet to set a schedule, so you never know when a new episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show is going to be coming at you and what we're going to be talking about that day, and you don't want to miss it. 100 subscribers, we get to pick our own URL, and it's going to be much easier to find this show and so much more content coming at you. It's the Dave Canning Sports Show, and on behalf of the Dave Canning Sports Show, I'm Dave Canning, reminding you to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control now.